Our second speaker is Jamie Hopper. Jamie is a registered financial consultant with Money Concepts and prides himself on helping people take the stress out of money. He and his wife Leslie have been married for 19 years and are the proud parents of 2 children ages 10 and 8. Their family loves attending Heartland Church and is involved with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of Indiana. Their team was the 3rd highest fundraising team this year for the Take Steps Walk, Hoosiers Helping Hoosiers, in their first year working with the foundation. The Hoppers love to go to the beach, watching Notre Dame football, IU basketball, and the Chicago White Sox. Jamie and his wife, Leslie, have been involved in the Glen Martin Bowling League for over 18 years. Please help me welcome Jamie to the Spark stage.
In March, I started asking questions like, can you juice a donut? How about an Italian beef sandwich from Portillo's? See, I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 2014, and let me tell you, there is nothing like a colonoscopy to help you celebrate your 40th birthday. Nothing at all. Now, Crohn's disease attacks your digestive system. If you picture it like a subway, the trains either run really fast or really slow, but hardly ever on time. Now, the problem with the chronic illness is you forget what it feels like to feel good. After a while, you just begin to feel worse and worse until feeling bad just becomes normal. Approximately 3.1 million Americans have IBD, and there's no cure. About this time last year, I was having very severe stomach pains, and there was proof that I was bleeding internally. I had a colonoscopy scheduled in the spring, so I just dealt with it. I started to go to the doctor, and he told me that he wanted to do an endoscopy also. And I told him that if he wanted to do an endoscopy, we had to make sure that we used a different tube for each procedure, because otherwise I was having no part of it. When my procedure was finished, he had a very concerned look on his face, and there was seriousness in his tone, because he found a substantial nodule in my stomach, and it was so inflamed he couldn't tell what it was. I was convinced that I was either going to be on medicine, have surgery, or begin chemo, none of which I was excited about. The problem with the chronic illness is you just forget what it feels like to feel good, and that's where I was at. So what happened was I had a friend tell me about the Hallelujah diet. It was a whole foods, plant-based diet that he had been recommending to me for 3 years. This time I actually read the books he gave me, and I learned lots of things. I actually learned that a dog's digestive tract is 3.5 times the length of his body. A horse's digestive tract is 10.5 times the length of its body. Dogs eat meat. Horses eat fruits and vegetables. Our digestive tracts, can you guess how long they are? About 10 times the length of our bodies. We should be eating fruits and vegetables. Then I read the China study. It told me about 2 small villages. The first village had little to no meat protein in their diets. They had no diabetes, and they had very little heart disease. The second village did have a little bit of meat protein in their diet, and they did have some diabetes, and they had significantly more heart disease. We can't even do a study like that here because we're all too sick. Then I read a study about rats. They filled these rats full of carcinogens. Half of the rats were given casein protein, the kind found in milk, and 100% of those rats got cancer. The other half were given no casein protein, and none of those rats developed cancer. Then they flip-flopped the consumption, and the rats that had no cancer before all got cancer. And the rats that had cancer previously, when they had no more protein, their cancer either stopped or in some cases reversed. Now, we've all heard that you have to drink milk for strong bones. Did you know the countries in the world that drink the most milk have the most osteoporosis? And the countries in the world that drink the least milk have the least osteoporosis. You can Google it. Milk has acid, and the acid actually eats your bones faster than the calcium builds them back up. Now, the result of all this learning is that in March, I became a vegan, and my wife a vegetarian. I woke up the first week, and I felt like I could have gone jogging. All of my nuisance, aches, and pains had gone away. Now, obviously, I still haven't been jogging. Within weeks, all of my stomach pain started to go away. My energy began to return. I had another endoscopy scheduled in June, and this time the results were conclusive. There was no cancer and no precancer in those cells, and my nodule had shrunk by 50%. My wife just recently had blood work done. Her results were fantastic. That's a huge change from this time last year. I've lost almost 50 pounds. Our recommendation to you is do not take no for an answer when it comes to your health. Read the Hallelujah Diet. Read the China study. Read the food revolution. If an overweight carnivore like me can change, so can you.
Don't delay. Get your ticket for the next Sparks event today.